So, after having met a little cat person in the caves who gave us an amulet that we're, I think, relatively sure has earth powers. So now we have an air ring, a water ring, and an earth amulet, maybe. Anyway, we got back to town, and we slept, and Harbeck slept in, and the rest of us got up early in the morning and went to the prince's castle, palace thing, keep, whatever he has, fort, I don't know, fancy building that he lives in. And we went and saw the prince, and gave them the skin of the beast that had injured him, which the healers, having no other idea how to help the prince, used to try to heal him. It appears to be working, but the prince is still laid up at the moment. And we also gave them back the prince's crown. When we gave them the prince's crown, they were very grateful, and they let us into the prince's armory, and we got to take some items, and we are only sure what a couple of them do. One of them is the stein of awesome, confusing power, and I have some gloves that will hide my daggers. And we have tried to resupply for our next foray into the caves. And that's where we are. The end.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything. It's probably late afternoon by this stage, so everybody will be grouping back up at the inn, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
never
what's the
left
plan?
the inn. And I will have everyone's
I've
lunch
expended the
laid out.
eternity.
I mean, I'll have my lunch laid out, and then when they get here, I'll pretend it's for everyone.
You'll be embarrassed by how much food there is, and say, "I got this for you guys."
Oh, how nice.
So, are we heading back out soon? Like tomorrow, or do we want to wait and talk to see if the prince gets better over the next few days before we head out again?
We don't need the prince, do we?
Well, they said to come back when he's feeling better so that he can properly thank us. But how long would that be?
We have a world to save. I'm not sure we can wait around for him to feel better.
Right. So my thought is that if he gets better in the next couple of days, perhaps we could ask as for our reward to be
or
an
an
escort. An
Yeah.
escort through the caves, and we could shorten our journey because we'll know exactly where we're going. So we might actually save time by waiting for a few days.
Or we can spend the same amount of time letting our old escort get us lost. Either way, we get there at the same
Hey,
time.
I resent that. I was just a little dazed, figured it out. At least I didn't chase some smell that ended up like some giant lizard thing that I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the wrong way, and then we had to fight it.
It's no offense intended to Gregentius, but perhaps the prince's escorts, having been through the passes a few more times than you, could shorten our journey a bit.
Right, I'm with you there. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to have a few extra fighters here and there in case we run into trouble.
And while I like to think that my motives are mostly noble, getting rewards is always fun. So, there's that.
Who's confused?
Which is more important? Getting a reward or saving the world?
Saving the world. But I think that in this case, those two goals may align. I think that by waiting for our reward, we may actually save the world more quickly, That's
But we're
what I'm suggesting.
underneath a mountain, and people are supposed to be on top of mountains, not underneath mountains.
I don't.
That's all.
I don't
Also,
disagree.
there was a cat in here.
Yeah, he was so cute. He was wee. You
No.
know, like my sized.
No.
Wait, do gnomes think of themselves as we? They don't just think of everyone else as rather big.
I actually don't know that I've ever met another gnome.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense.
How do you know that you're a gnome?
parents.
Well, I'm not stupid. I'm a gnome. I mean, look.
But if you've never met a gnome, then how do you know you're a gnome?
How do you know he's a gnome?
Watch
Maybe
this.
he's just a
Hey,
really
Herbert,
tiny
what
human.
race am I?
You're a gnome.
See, that's how I know I'm a gnome. I probably have met other gnomes,
Wait.
but not in recent memory.
But try it again.
No, I'm not going to try it again, Harbeck.
No, but I want you ask it. I have a better answer.
I'm afraid of your better answer. That's why I'm not asking again.
Okay.
But it's all really beside the point. So my vote. This is a party decision, of course. My vote would be to wait for a few days and see if the prince recovers enough that he may be of use. Maybe just, we set a limit, 3 days, and if he hasn't recovered enough to entertain us by that point, we head on without him.
So we should figure out how long it would take us to get to our destination if we let Gargantius get us lost, and subtract that time from the time that it is now, and wait as long as it would take so that we leave in enough time that...
Equal.
I'm not good at the math part, but
Tim,
you
who's
know what
been
I mean.
teaching you math?
Nobody, apparently.
This is really smart.
What if?
Well, you've also got to think of the problem of sunk costs. As soon as we wait, we wait for 4 days because that's the time that we're going to save, and then we leave after 4 days. We've lost 4 days. But if we wait a 5th day, then we've saved 3 days or something. If we wait at all, we're better off waiting, right?
What if it's too early in the morning and I realize it's afternoon and don't get semantical with me to do that much maths?
Right. Well, it doesn't matter. That's just my vote. Does anybody else have a suggestion?
I concur.
Or a difference of opinion? Gargantius is with me.
Do you think I suppose that the prince already has some clerics doing clerical things at him, and we shouldn't go over there and give him Din's good berries and have me drink beers and touch him?
No, he was certainly all surrounded with healers of various stripe. They were doing their best.
So he's got magical healing as well as bandages and things.
I presume so, but that may not be accurate. Magic has been increasingly rare. Our party has access to more of it than most groups.
Shall we
could at
go
least go and
offer
offer.
perhaps the next stage of the healing process, which might be a spell?
We could at least ask. I see no harm in it.
Okay. Well, we've at least decided to stay at the night. We'll check
Did dwarves
tomorrow
even
morning,
like good berries?
afternoon, whatever.
He's a prince. Don't you think he has healers?
We just
Yes,
I'm not
we
sure
don't
he
know if
needs
he has.
good berries.
We're not sure that he has access to any magical healers. There's not a lot of magic in the world anymore.
Oh. But he's the prince.
Yeah, if they're already in town, I'm sure he has access to them. I'm not sure that they're already in town aside from you folks.
Us folks. Oh, because I can make berries. And
Right?
I guess I can
and
make you
Harbeck
magically
can make-
heal.
and Harbeck can make beer, and Tabarin shoots those creepy dart things that help.
Let's not let Tabarin shoot the prince.
Yeah, it's helpful in combat, but it always kind of creeps me out, not gonna lie.
Tabarin's magic has that effect. So the plan of attack is tomorrow morning, head back to the keep and see if you can offer your services as magical healers to the prince.
Right, so we'll see how he's doing, and if he still needs healing, and then we'll offer our healing services should he still require it. I think that's the plan.
All right.
By the way, Harbeck, what is Brieg? I want to know.
You have to say, what race is he?
What race is he?
A marathon! It wasn't a funny joke. It wouldn't have been funny 10 minutes ago either.
So, Brieg has decided to reinterpret his agreement with the identifier guy a little bit.
We just unagreed.
No, so I'm not going to make money identifying things. Like, I'm not going to steal his business. However,
Just his business from us.
well, yeah, there's no point in waiting until we step out of town to identify your stuff, because that's what's going to happen. Like,
I think
might as well
there's a
just do
bigger
it now.
loophole here. Are you ready for it? Hey, Brieg, I would like to temporarily gift you this belt.
yeah. So I'm going to shamelessly
You really,
identify
if you
all
want
of
it to
our
be a
party's new
loophole, you
magic
have to
items.
not say temporarily. That part has to be tacit.
Right.
Hey, Brieg, I'm going to temporarily gift you this belt.
Yeah. So I'm having considered this for a moment and realizing that it's silly to arbitrarily wait until we step out of the town to identify all of these items that I am going to identify, and that man is not going to profit from anyway. I'm going to identify these items for you guys.
Okay, fantastic. Right, Din, your belt is a belt with alteration magic in it. Basically, it's a belt of camouflage. The colored strands, like when you put the belt on, they sort of, with the whisper of a magical word, the colors shift and spread over your entire body, allowing you to blend into basically any surrounding, which will allow you to hide in plain sight in any natural terrain whatsoever, with no preparation. So normally I believe a ranger's hide in plain sight requires you to apply like mud and sticks and twigs. This does all of that for you. So it's basically like a...
You don't have to hide to hide.
You don't have to hide to hide. It's quite nifty. And it's fancy, which is cool. Tabarin, you have a shield.
Yes.
It is a lightweight buckler of reflection, which you can use. The actual shield itself is like fragile and paperweight, but it doesn't require proficiency to wear because it is quite small. But it does allow you to reflect away magic that is cast at you. So any targeted spell that's cast at you, you can deflect it as with the spell reflection. I think it's called spell reflect. Is it called spell reflection? I can't remember the name of the spell now. I didn't write it down.
I'll look up spell reflection while you get on to Gargintius.
Or spell turning or something to that effect.
We don't know what I have yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yours is still missing, no.
Gergintius has a small lockbox which Brieg has not been able to pry open and find whatever is inside yet. He's taking what's behind door number 2 when door number 2 is unlockable, which is not right now because my brain still has not decided to process the information that I wrote down. But I'll get back to you and let you know what it is. I shall consider it identified at this stage. So everybody is going to sleep this evening?
Yes. Probably early and long.
Early and long.
Speak for yourselves. I woke up at noon.
Okay, Brieg, I need you to roll a perception check with disadvantage, please.
That's what I get for describing my sleep. Hey, both double digits. I've gotten so much better at seeing things.
Oh, hey, and even the results were double digits. Like, that's impressive, because usually when you roll a 10, it used to be that you would get a 9.
Yeah, my last feat that I got, I used it to get proficiency in a couple more skills, including perception, so...
Proficient
positive,
in seeing.
Positive modifier now.
Yeah.
I practiced looking at stuff.
I just have to roll a couple of dice here. Yeah, that's not a great result for you. And everybody else is asleep as well. I am going to get... I'm going to say... We're starting to lose cameras again. This happens occasionally, don't mind. It'll automatically resolve itself, I imagine.
It's gonna shuffle people into the wrong places if it happens to me.
It may or may not. Normally the cameras stay up. I need a perception with disadvantage from Harbeck and Din.
Boop. Oh, I did not terribly. I mean, it was pretty bad still. But it was double-digit numbers, so my streak is broken. That's what I get for complaining.
I perceive nothing.
We all gonna die in our sleep.
Alright. Brieg, you find yourself rudely awaken. You find yourself rudely awoken during the night when you feel the weight of, and you've experienced this, so you're familiar with it, a large dwarf sitting on your chest, holding your arms down, and a second one clasping his hand over your mouth.
Okay. Brieg panics, possibly exceptionally violently, and it may end up in a room covered in gore. We'll see how that happens.
Brieg is proper panicking.
Oh yeah, just full freak out right now. He does not do well with does not do well with being unable to breathe. It's not a thing that he likes.
So just search the player's handbook for the word reflect and the word deflect, and reflect was in there a whole bunch, but never meaning to actually reflect something. And deflect is in there like twice in the monk section about deflect missiles.
Deflecting arrows.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I
So
didn't.
there
I
is
will.
There is a magic item called a Ring of Spell Turning.
Spell turning.
Turning.
So
It's not in the player's handbook because that's not
Yeah,
where
it's in
magical
the-
items are.
it's in the DMG. So that is perhaps an option.
Yeah,
It gives you
that's what I was
advantage
looking
on-
for.
Okay. So it gives you advantage on saving throws against any spell that targets only you. In addition, if you roll a 20 for the save and the spell is 7th level or lower, it reflects the spell and it instead targets the caster.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
So advantage on saving throws, and if you roll a 20 on that save and the spell is 7th level or lower, it targets the caster instead of you.
And as a buckler, you can wear it on an arm that can also be holding another item, and it is incredibly lightweight and doesn't encumber you at all because of its design, but it doesn't provide you with any armor class. Right. Bree, you're having a proper freak out moment. You black out.
Cool.
It was the guy that sold you the ring was just like there to enforce his contract, and now he is a pile of gore.
You know that scene from like early in the first season of Heroes where the guys show up to rough up the lady and then she wakes up and her garage is just like covered in dead person? I think that's what it is about to happen.
Okay.
There's no armor bonus with the shield, right? Because it is a
armor bonus with the
shield.
shield. Yeah, no armor. It's like if it was used to like actually deflect blows, it would
It would
probably.
break.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's not a designed as a shield per se.
Got it.
Right. Can I get a perception check from everybody? You have disadvantage, but this one shouldn't be too hard to pass.
I can fail it.
I don't know if I'm
I
part
can
of
fail
everybody,
it.
but I'll roll just in case.
You aren't part of everybody in this particular circumstance. Din and Tabarin, you
Yeah?
hear a very, very loud crash.
Loud enough to wake me up.
Yes, Gergintius and Harbeck are both snoring.
It's a snoring contest.
Immediately go investigate.
I'm gonna crawl under my bed.
Okay.
Seems like the right thing to do in a crash.
That's our noble hero.
Something afoot in the inn. I better hide under the bed so they don't find me.
Have you never watched a horror movie? That's the first place they'll look.
Whatever. But I don't have a. I'm in an inn. I don't have a closet or even a bathroom. I assume we're in chamber pot land.
I need you to
Yeah.
listen to me. They are going to take you. You're hiding under
right.
the bed. Leave your cell phone on. Start screaming out descriptions. Taken. Never mind.
Yeah, I got the Liam Neeson reference. Absolutely. Tabarin, Brieg's door is not on, and there is a crumpled pile of dwarf upside down in the hallway amongst the broken remains of what was Brieg's bedroom door.
Immediately cast invisibility on myself.
I will not be chained.
Hesitate whether to approach or not before giving in and slowly moving forward quietly.
Okay. A 13. Brig, you are conscious again. You are sitting on your bed with your back to the wall, with your knees in your chest, rocking backwards and forwards when you come to. Tabram, when you enter his bedroom, you see a second dwarf who is in a crumpled mess in what remains of Brig's wardrobe area. It appears that Brig has thrown these two dwarves through various things.
Are they dead?
Knowing I lack the strength to move a dead dwarf, and realizing we need to probably clean this up, I immediately head to Harbeck, still invisible, to try and wake him.
Okay.
That's gonna be creepy.
Harbeck wakes up.
Brig's in trouble. Dwarves are dead. Need help fast.
Where are you? Okay. I don't... It must be magic.
Brig's room.
I don't see
Brig's room.
Okay. Harbeck stumbles out into the hall.
And as
Then
Harbeck
remembers his
stumbles out
pants.
into the hall,
Then stumbles out into the hall again.
before he remembers his pants, he is bumped into by another dwarf who is coming up the stairs. What's going on up here?
I don't know. A voice in my head told me to get up because there was a thing in a room.
I cast Charm Person on the dwarf coming up the stairs. DC 17.
Is it dwarves that have the racial against?
Not against charm,
No,
just against
elves.
poison, I think.
It's just
Elves
against
have it
poison, isn't
against
it?
Charmed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you cast charm on him. You manage to
And-
enter his mind and charm him.
Everything's fine. Someone fell off their bed. It really just need to get back to sleep. Everything's okay.
That sounds like a fine idea. And heads back down the stairs.
Everything's okay. The dwarf has pants on. You missed an important detail.
These are not the crumpled dwarves you are looking for. As Tabard
And
goes Jedi.
now I'm probably I'll no longer be invisible, and let's put the door back on its hinges somehow. Maybe.
That's
Prestidigitate.
not gonna happen. Yeah, the door is now lots of little doors.
Okay, so
Are they?
probably awake now. There's a
Are they
dwarf in the
dead?
hallway. That's a problem.
I will check to see if they're dead, or if there is any chance that
Can you
spare the dying may be of any use.
make it look like there's a door here where there isn't a door? Is that in your
No.
wheelhouse?
Mm-mm. That might be in Briggs.
Brig! Are you Brig?
He continues hugging his knees and rocking, but he also nods.
Great. Can you make it look like there's a door on where the door should be? Is that a thing that you can do?
Not for long.
Okay, we'll get that ready in case someone comes up through the hallway. We'll signal. We should move this in here, so if someone comes up and we make the door that it's behind, and Harbeck drags feet into the room. Why am I so casual about cleaning up after it? Like, this is not the world that I thought I lived in. I guess that's what we're doing now, though. So, right. I assume you don't know what happened?
I woke up and they were. One of them was sitting on my chest and the other was trying to smother me.
Oh, you do know what happened?
Well, nothing between then and now.
Okay, right, but we can put the pieces together, like, probably literally. Have you checked your pockets?
I don't have any of their ears.
Perfect. What's the next step?
That callback to episode 1.
Tavern,
I don't have any of their ears, right?
You were checking for if they're alive.
I don't have any
What's
of
the
their-
status?
Wait, do I have any of their ears?
The one that was thrown through the door is alive, just unconscious. The one who was thrown into the cupboard seems to be in much worse shape, and his back is bent at the kind of angle you would not expect a back to be bent at.
This is troubling.
Who are they?
That's a fine question. Do you recognize them?
No.
Hey DM, do I recognize them?
No, you do not recognize them.
No.
Well,
Any symbols? Identifying
No.
information?
I think
No.
I know that we've known Gargintius for about a week, 2 weeks. Do we trust him with these things that happen? Because he might be our best chance at recognizing them and being trustworthy. Like that Venn diagram has a very small overlap.
If we,
Might as well.
I suppose, if we have to trust somebody here in the town, he's a better choice than anyone else.
Either runs away in terror, or
Good.
knows something, or doesn't
Or
know anything.
casually helps us clean up dead bodies, which I'm surprised I'm doing. That's fine.
So they
So
are
I'm
dead
gonna
then.
go knock on his door. You do whatever you do in this situation.
Okay. Brieg is slowly calming down and taking deep, cleansing breaths.
Hey, Girgintius, I have a sort of a long story that I don't have time to tell you, but I promise I'll tell it to you after you come and identify some dwarves that I hope you recognize, or maybe I hope you don't. But I need you to know. I need to know if you're familiar with a few faces.
Sure. I have no idea what's going on.
Perfect. And don't think too much about it. Just come look at the faces.
Okay.
Gargintius. One of them.
Don't worry that they're no longer attached to bodies.
Are you? I knew it. Are you guys actually serial killers?
Not in the sense that I told you it was a long story. I just need to know if you recognize the people.
I mean, sort of.
You do recognize one of them. You recognize him as hired muscle. He's a thug. He gets paid to do jobs like roughing up people. He's basically the equivalent of like a mafia enforcer, but freelance.
Is he the sleeping one or the
People pay
paperclip?
him. This is the one that's still intact, mostly, and just unconscious. Not the guy that's now at right angles.
So Harbeck, the gist is these are not good guys.
Great, that's
but-
excellent news.
How did You know what? You said don't ask questions. Fine, whatever. I'm gonna trust you for right now. You got. What do we do? We need to hide this guy, right?
Well,
He's alive.
if it's
No?
well known that he's a hired thug or bad people, maybe it's okay that they attacked us in the night and did not survive the attack.
Yeah, but the thing is, he works for someone, so
So not
higher up bad guy will be after us.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the guards won't. That's the bit that I'm hoping. Maybe.
Right.
What do you think?
Sure. Hopefully, we can sort it out in the morning. Tell the Prince dude maybe if he's awake that there's bad guys after us. I don't know. I'm sure we could hide the bodies and tie them up for right now. Maybe in the back. I know of maybe some place we can hide these guys, but I'm gonna need you to carry one of them because I can't carry both.
I think maybe, and you know the locals better than I do. Maybe it'd be best to go immediately find a guard and say, "We were attacked and we won, and here are the dead people, and please don't put us in jail."
I was
Instead of,
actually
like,
gonna hide them.
Hiding
Behind a
bodies
prison.
tends to imply some culpability.
Well,
The dwarf is, of
let's
course,
say we'll
correct.
leave them in front of a prison and go.
Welcome, Silver Star.
Yes. What is it that caused this mess?
I was attacked in my sleep and I
I
killed
have
them.
no idea.
Or
What?
something similar enough to that is close enough, Lord Silverstar. Now, that's
Well, it certainly
Who
seems
is
to me that
Silverstar?
immediately reporting the problem is the wisest course of action.
Freak?
I'm sorry? No,
no.
he's not here.
Meet Lord
But
Silver Star.
You.
Gigantius.
What?
If you would, I'm just gonna take him out in the hall real quick. He's an elf. Don't bring up that it looks like a gnome. That doesn't go well. His name's Lord Silverstar, and he's a bit obnoxious, but he's useful. Just
Freak possessed.
it's okay. Brig will be back when the situation's handled, and long story, we'll explain everything in the morning. But for now, he's an elf, and he's very useful, and we roll with it.
Okay. Let's go with that.
So the
I'm gonna go
Brig
find
walks up to
Babs.
Gargantius and extends a hand. Says, "I do believe we've met, Lord Silverstar, at your service."
Glad to meet you.
Now, are you familiar with the town? Could you direct me to a guard? I'll happily report what happened.
Sure. And I I give him directions to a guard area. Places I know where there's patrols, whatnot.
Yeah. There's a all-night drinking spot, which is most drinking spots in the Dwarven settlement. But there's a place nearby where you're almost certain to find some guards.
Well, Silverstar makes sure that he's presentable before going out in the middle of the night and heads out to find a guard.
Gigantius, I need you to punch me in the face.
What now?
Well, I told Silverstar that they attacked me, not Brig, because it was easier, and it needs to look like they did. So just right there would be great.
Okay. 1 second. I don't have punch in my
Just-
weapons kit right now.
I don't think the dice
What?
matter. I'm standing here presenting my
Okay.
face.
My bad. All right, here you go.
3 points of damage. Whack.
Do fists do 1d6? I picked the
I
dice
think
number.
non-monk fists do 1.
Oh, you're right. It is 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
strength though, so I think it actually does 6 when it comes from
high
your meaty
strength.
fist.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, 20 strength.
Yeah, I meant. It's okay. That bruise will look great. That's gonna go well.
Sorry, man.
No, I should have asked Din.
I'm sure Din would take offense to that if she heard it.
Somewhere Din sneezes.
Throw her under the bed.
Din's still under the bed. Tabard is talking to Din at the moment.
Okay. So, looks like we don't need to actually tie up these guys. They're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, no, they're like one of them is definitely not going anywhere. Because
I'm gonna walk into the room and be
he's-
like, "Oh,
Because broken
Breed,
back.
who'd you kill this time?"
The story is that I
See?
did it.
Serial killers.
Did
You did it.
Sorry.
I guess we might have a moment to tell Gargintius about the many Briegs. He's met Lord Silverstar now, which is why we're telling people that I did it, because I didn't want to explain to Silverstar about Brieg being attacked.
Right.
Right, so when Brieg is under a lot of stress, he has some coping mechanisms. One of them is named Silverstar, and the other we've taken to calling Dark Brieg. I think we know his actual name now, but Dark Brieg works pretty well. Sometimes when Brieg's in a lot of danger, all of the danger dies, and we clean it up.
Sometimes we
That
have to feed
is
some of the dead
actually
dangers to the
horrifying.
wolf.
It is a bit scary, but don't. He's never been. We've been with him for probably going on a year now, and he's never been any danger to us.
And he's
Okay,
saved our
well,
lives multiple
hopefully-
times.
Hopefully, us includes me now.
I'm sure it will after this.
I think if you don't try to kill him, you'll be fine.
I think Tabron's going to elaborate somewhat on that
Is
story.
there a safe word I can use? Like pineapple.
Yes, I'm not trying to kill you.
Brieg
Alright,
does not
you-
like enclosed places or restricted movement, and if you avoid doing those two things to him, those are the most likely to set him off. And don't tell him your name's Kurtlemark either. That made
Right,
the
that
thing
would be
happen
bad.
that
Is
time.
your
I
name Colonel
don't
Mock?
even think I can pronounce that.
Perfect. Great.
Good.
You'll be okay.
Don't fight in combat from in front of him.
Oh
Oh yeah,
dear.
that's a good idea.
If you see 3 of him, it's okay. Life will be really good in about 6 seconds.
But you should probably take a step back.
Okay.
There's a splash zone. When,
Right, so when you ask if we are
Poncho.
or are not serial killers, I guess technically we clean up after a serial killer sometimes, but it's not like he goes out hunting for people. They kind of find him. Brieg is. He attracts a
A
sort
magnet
of
for crazies.
danger,
Is a Dexter. Very good.
which he takes care of quite handily most of the time. But it can cause very awkward conversations like this one.
Oh, and he doesn't. He's afraid of elves, except when he is one.
But he's a. Okay, fine. I got whatever. It's so late at night right now. I'll believe anything you say.
Well, that's fantastic. That's very helpful.
I'd recommend investing in some red shoes so that when you wade through the rivers of blood, you don't have to invest in new shoes. That's.
Wait, did someone
man.
just say that?
Yeah. Okay. Silverstar, you managed to locate a guard.
Excuse me, sir. One of my companions was just attacked, and the culprits, the perpetrators, are well, they may need medical attention.
Or a foreigner.
The dwarf looks at you like you're crazy.
Fair.
Not wrong.
I'm sorry, little one. Your friend was attacked?
Silverstar takes a couple of deep breaths to ignore the insult. Yes. He had a room at the inn. He was attacked in his room. However, my friend is a fairly proficient fighter, and he has seriously injured those that attacked him. We would like to report the crime and deal with whatever legal things need to be dealt with.
He looks around at, like, all the other dwarves and so forth in the street, and calls over to another guard. Jaren, did you put this gnome up to this, or is this a, practical joke?
Look, there's no need to be insulting. Simply send one of your guards to come and assess the situation. You'll find that I'm not joking, and I'm also not amused.
Jaren, go check out what this little guy's complaining about. Come back and let me know if something needs to be done.
Very well.
And a dwarven guardsman will follow you back to the inn.
Okay. I will lead him back to the inn and upstairs and
Show him the dead bodies.
explain to the best of Silverstar's knowledge what happened. My companion here was attacked by these two ruffians. He obviously dealt with them quite readily, I'm afraid. I'm not sure what I'm new to town, and I'm not sure what the protocol for this sort of resolving this sort of thing is.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Not when you're dealing with scum like this. And he digs the boot in to the guy who's still in roughly dwarven shape. But who would want to send muscle after you like this? He says, turning to Parvic.
That's a fine question. I was quite surprised to find them punching me in the face in my sleep.
Actually, maybe they noticed us coming out of the prince's fortress.
We did recently have some interaction with the prince. I don't know if he has enemies that would come after us. I don't know. I was as surprised as you are.
Makes sense, I suppose. We'll see these guys taken care of. I can't imagine that they'll be coming after you again after what you've done to them here. So
These two might not, but I'd like to know who sent them. Is there any way we can work with you to sort that?
Dwarves like this won't talk.
Harvick, we won't be in town for long enough for them to come after us. Don't worry about it.
That's hard not to worry about. I worry for the safety of all of us. He looks right at Brig.
I take a step away from Bree and I'm like, I'm sure we can handle ourselves, or someone could. And I look at Brieg.
Silverstar is fascinated by his new jewelry that he's just noticing, and fingers
some
the
fancy new gloves.
yeah, and he's fingering the ring that he got, the ring of Identify that he's playing with. Wondering,
yes,
perhaps. You know, all those like half-shared memories, wondering if perhaps my violation of our contract annoyed that shopkeeper enough that he would. And then I'd be like, wait, what contract? I didn't.
How would he know? Like, he's that protective of his monopoly on identifying items that he can sense the identification of an item in an inn halfway across town.
It seems unlikely, but those are the only two things that I can think of. Somebody that has a beef with the prince but can't attack the prince directly because he's the prince, or
did elves
this guy.
ever
I can't
hire
think of any
dwarves to do? Maybe the elves.
We just get attacked all the time. I don't know why anyone is surprised by this.
What am I signing up for?
It's fine. It's usually Brig that gets attacked. We just have to watch, and fix. Sometimes help. Usually it's done by the time we get there. But you won't be attacked most of the time. I mean, I did get a little beat up by the elves, but they didn't want me. They wanted Brig, and so they let me go after smacking me around a bit.
Well, I mean, I guess I can take a punch. I mean,
you can certainly throw one.
No, I mean, you totally got punched by those dwarves.
So the guard leaves, and a short while later, a few more guards arrive to haul away the broken bodies of the two dwarves that attacked Brig during the night. What's everybody's intention for the rest of the evening? You've got another 4 hours before sunrise.
Well, not to sleep.
Now that that's all sorted, I'll just head back to my room. Why are my things in here?
It's your room.
We were sharing a room. Because I might have lied, and it might have been you that was attacked, but I didn't think that would go over well when we needed to deal with things quickly.
A wise precaution.
I'm glad you think so. So if you'd like to use my bed, I think I'm gonna go have a
drink.
Get punched in the face cure down at the bar. And you can use my bed for the rest of the evening.
That's kind of you. He kind of mutters to himself. Not sure that I've ever slept in a dwarf's bed before. One still warm from his... And wanders down.
You know what? I'm up. I'm gonna go toward some water. Gonna go fishing. Pass some time. Put my fishing rod over my shoulder.
Go do some fishing. And Tavern is sleeping, and Din is...
Also sleeping.
Also sleeping. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be an appropriate time to cut. When we come back, we'll find out what happens the next morning. We'll see what the party decides to do with their time, whether they decide to stick around and wait for the prince to get well and see whether that's going to take any length of time, whether they set out for the ruins of Flagra again, Whether they maybe chase down whoever sent those hired thugs to attack Brieg in his sleep. Tune in next time for the Legends of Valcia. Episodes will go up on YouTube regularly, and we'll be streaming again not next week.
Maybe next week without Eversor?
Maybe.
Or maybe not next week at all.
Yeah. We'll work that out and get back to people on Llama's stream. But we need to do a YouTube cut, so from everybody here...
Bye, YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye, YouTube.
Thanks for
Make us
watching.
famous.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.